All right. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Oh, I forgot the music. Hold up. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Let me just get the music going on here. All right. All right. All right. All right. How's everybody doing today? How did we make out yesterday in that mumbo jumbo? As you can see, we're already starting the day off with a pretty steep slope to the downside here. That downside. Pretty steep slope to the downside. There it is. I got it. Woo. Anyway, yeah, we're definitely moving down here. Take a look at the 15-minute chart. You can see no gap here between last night or between yesterday and today, but a very, very continuous and controlled, I'd say, move to the downside here today. We are reaching a support-ish level. So we'll see how the New York session reacts here. Again, we're way below our areas of interest based off of yesterday's volume profile. So really anything could happen here. I would love to see price bounce off of these lows here, but that doesn't necessarily have to happen. We do have FOMC and Fed rate decision coming up tomorrow. So really, I mean, let's be realistic here. I wouldn't be surprised if the market trades sideways today and the majority of tomorrow until we get that rate decision. And then we'll see what's up. I will be live tomorrow afternoon for the press conference with Mr. Powell, as we always love to watch the market reaction, especially with the questions that end up coming out. Some of them are smart questions, some of them are repeat questions, and some of them are really dumb questions. But it's always entertaining to watch the market react during the press conference there with Mr. Powell. So we will be live for that tomorrow afternoon after our live session in the morning. So make sure you guys tune in for that. A quick little update. I did continue watching the market yesterday. I did place a couple little trades. I was able to get up above the $200. Tiny day yesterday. We made like $250, but it counts as a green day. So we're 2 green days in, 3 green days away from being able to pull our first payout from our funded account. But again, like I spoke about yesterday, I'm not gonna take a payout until I have a pretty decent cushion within the account. So I'd like to have, I mean, my goal is to have at least 5,000 in there to give myself a really nice cushion, just in case we have, you know, a stretch of red days. And then anything after that will be payout. That's the goal. Obviously, things change, you know, as we move along, but we'll take it day by day. So we are 2 days down, 3 days to go, 3 green days to go until we can pull our first payout. And I will make a video of the first payout, because that's going to be exciting after 3 years of working at this, and we're finally getting closer and closer to being able to say that we're profitable. We're not there yet, but we're in the right direction, moving in the right direction. All right, New York session is open. Let's see what we got here. Little movement to the upside. Give it a couple minutes for it to really work out the volatility bursting here. And then try to figure out a plan here. Nice move here. Again, I'm going to be, pretty cautious today. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if we do trade sideways today because we do have FOMC tomorrow. So, going to play it safe. Nice little move to the upside here so far. Really nice move to the upside. All right, coming up to previous highs. And we are getting a pretty decent... Oh, there we go. Buyers coming in again here. We're still getting held. Pretty decent rejection here. We'll see what the next candle can do. You can see how we moved with strength up to this same area here where we've gotten pretty decent rejections before here, right? So, again, a nice rejection here. Let's see if this candle can break it. Looking left, we are hitting some resistance back here. All right, struggling to make a move higher here. All right, we're going to try again. See if we can't push past our highs here. That would be the first indication that maybe we're spinning around here. Although today's been pretty bearish most of the day, so. But we started off that way yesterday too, and we made a pretty decent climb throughout the day before we had a sell-off again at the end of the day. Thank you. All right, still getting stopped here. We were not able to even peek above the wick here yet. So we're definitely got some seller side liquidity here. There we go. There it is. Let's see if we can't peek up above these wicks here. We came right up to it and got sent right back down. Oh, it did break above there. Okay. All right. Not a bad look here. You can definitely see some buyer side liquidity just under here as well. We are starting to push higher here. We did peak above the highs back here. Makes sense that we are getting resistance here. As you can see, this is where the majority of the trades are sitting so far this morning. All right, that's twice now that we've peaked up again, above our highs back here. Let's see if we can't get a push and a close above here. That'll give us even more confidence that we may continue to the upside. All right, if we do pull back here, I want to make sure that we maintain within our liquidity pool here, which I'll just put a little box here so we can see. If we break below here, we're probably heading back to the downside. But if we're just peeking in here like that, we might be just grabbing some more liquidity in order to be able to push past here. Here's the fight right now, right? Buyer side here, seller side just above. And you can see that in our volume node over here, pretty wide one. Sometimes all it takes is a little peek in. All right, watch for a run here. Looking at 19,907. Is that this peak here? Yeah, so the next one is these highs here. If we break these highs, then we may be looking at a change in direction. But for now, let's let this run. Really, really nice move here. This is not exactly what we want to see here, though, right? Yeah. All right, that's a little better. We came down, we retested, tapped into liquidity again. Buyers came in nice here. Not bad. So we want to make sure that we're not going to get caught in a trap. So this is not too bad. A little bit of a slower pullback. I like that we got some resistance here on this first red candle. You can see the volume fading as we pull back here. How do we all do yesterday? Green trades, red trades. Did we not trade yesterday? How do we do? Getting some bullish liquidity down here. See if we can hold it. This is the final candle in the first 15 minutes here of New York session. This is going to lay out our 15-minute open range. That was a nice push off of our control here, but we got kicked right back down. Whoa. Hey now. Get a nice pushback from the buyers here. All right, well, now we're back in holding pattern again. So we don't know where this is going, how far it's going to come down. That was a pretty quick push to the downside there. Too fast. This is low of the day here. It's also low of New York session. So if we break here, odds are we're we're going to continue falling. All right, nice hold there. Nice push. Yeah. So we're definitely coming down to lows of the day, I would say. Once we reach here, we want to make sure, again, we're not going to get caught in a fake out. So we could just be searching for liquidity. But we're pushing down pretty good here. Big push right past lows of the day. Big push. They're not joking with that. So we are approaching lows of Friday. So it's the lows of Friday right here. Sellers are definitely in control today. That's a pretty big push back to the upside here. So watch that this wasn't a liquidity grab. We're already setting ourselves up here for range trading. Retesting our lows of the day and our 15-minute open range for the New York session. I'm gonna try 10 here. Short, 10 micro short. Tight stop loss in this one. looking for a continuation to the downside. Strong push, retesting previous lows. I'm actually going to go break even here because this is risky. We may not actually push lower, but if we do, I would like to be a part of it. So I'll take the break-even trade if this doesn't work out, but if we continue to push lower, we may have some room to run. All right, we peaked below. Let's see if we can't continue going lower. Nice push. I'm going to start trailing my stop loss. Okay. Not bad. That's okay. I'd rather take some profits if we are going to end up turning here. But if we were going to run, we would have dumped there, so I'm okay with that trade. That was a good trade. Didn't necessarily work out the way I wanted it to, but we took profits off of it because we may be turning here. So if it was going to run, we were going to be a part of it. If it didn't, we took some profits. Totally okay with it. Not mad at that trade at all. Again, retesting our previous lows, but at this point, this is a strong push, defeating 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 5 previous candles here. This is a turnaround. So I would say we're heading for previous structure, which is going to be here. But we're going to stick with shorts today unless we see an actual change in direction. So if we move up to this structure here and we start to get some resistance here, this might be another good place to grab another short and see if we can't run this down. We're actually getting held at previous lows here. See, we still have some pretty decent volatility happening here. So when you have this, you definitely want to keep your stop losses tight. And if you're in a position, trail them closely because you don't want to lose out on any kind of profits you may be in already, because you have this volatility here. The other thing that we could do here is consolidate now. If you look at 2 days ago, just swap over to the 15 here. This is where we're sitting, and you can see that the last time we were here on Friday, we had some consolidation. We did ultimately end up moving up, which could still still happen, but we may end up grabbing some consolidation here. And what that would tell us is a position is being built, right? If we do end up consolidating here, and we keep dipping down into this low here, we are probably building position for most likely buyers. But we'd have to sit and see for a little while, right? Although I think this looks pretty decent for continuation to the upside here. Again, up to previous structure, right? Nice move to the downside here without any breaks. So we would most likely see a pullback to previous structure before either, again, reversing and continuing in the direction that we're the overall direction, or if we get a break in this structure, then we just sit and watch until we get a confirmation of, maybe a reversal. But this is already starting to look like junk here this morning. Not that different than what we had yesterday with all these wicks. The difference is these are solid candles, not so much wick heavy. So this is a little bit better price action here at least, which would make me feel better with the signals, right? If we do end up breaking highs and pushing past previous structure, this price action is a little bit more steady, and you can take those signals with a little bit more, trust, I guess. Whereas if you're getting these wicked, wicks on both sides, whatever, you can't really trust any of this. And you can see that clearly here as we broke above both our control and previous highs here, and we got this huge sell-off, right? So as long as we keep getting decent price action here, we can make plans off of that. So if you look at the 15-minute here, very, 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 very strong push to the downside, breaking lows of the day, breaking New York session lows. We did push past lows of Friday, although we didn't close below it, but we did peak twice. And now we are at about a 50% retracement of the previous 15-minute candle here. So I'd say that looks pretty good for maybe a continuation to the downside. But we'll just keep watching here. This is actually a pretty decent signal right here, although I would have liked to have seen it come up to previous structure first. So for me, I'm not going to do anything with this here yet, because we might be able to peak above still. But we're up on the day a little bit so far. Not too bad. I'm happy with that trade there. I'm not mad at that at all. I should have marked that out. Keep forgetting to do this. We got in somewhere around here. Stop loss was tight above that. And then we were targeting, somewhere down here. And we ended up getting stopped out above this candle here, right? So I'm just going to move this here. Let's see if I can't put a little marker there. There we go. That's just for me, because I take screenshots of this and then I upload them into my TradeZella. All right, nice strong push here. We're pushing past previous structure, so we're looking for these highs here. Yeah, we'll put it there. Just so I know, it was above that wick is where we moved our stop, so we made some profits there. Yeah, so I take everything out of here. I use TradeZella for my journal, and I like to take screenshots to upload in my notes section or my journal section so that I can have a visual reference along with what I'm writing. Although today, TradeZella is offline for maintenance. Oh, wait, here we go. Hey, we're back up and running. Now my day started late. Come on, TradeZella. All right, very good. Nice strong push here. Again, we're looking for these highs. Okay. So even though we're in profit today, this day does not count as a profitable day yet until I'm above 200. And we're not gonna, we're not gonna push anything just to reach that mark because, 162 bucks, still 162 bucks, right? If something presents itself, we'll take it. And we'll go from there. Still looking pretty healthy here. You can see how this previous structure here is adding some liquidity here. We're getting nice pushes up, continuation here. Nice push through our control. Again, we're looking for a break of these highs. If we can get a break of these highs, I'd honestly like to see a break of these first. Although, I don't know if I'll wait that long. If we can get a push beyond here with a pretty decent, strength or conviction, maybe a retest here, and then we can look to target these highs at least. But we're already starting to get resistance. So let's see what happens. Those are just some possible plans. And if you look at the 15-minute, actually, if this continues, look at this. We're about to actually completely overtake the previous. And if we push high here, we only have about a minute and a half left. So I'm not quite sure that we'll make it above here. But if we do, we just took out 2 candles on the 15-minute chart here. That would be pretty bullish. So yeah, I think at that point I would most likely look for, as long as we get a decent push here, a retest, and then we can look to take longs. We'll target our previous highs here, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. The last time we came down into this zone here, you can see the push that we got out of it. So it doesn't mean that that's what has to happen, but it gives you something to compare, right? All right, last 40-ish seconds here. We are holding above our control. A really nice push here in the last 30 seconds would be great. Not that way, the other way. Yeah, or not. It's fine. You don't have to listen to me. And we don't want to see a fall here, and then it looks less bullish. Well, not quite the signal I was looking for. If we end up falling here again, this is now really starting to look like range trading, which, you know, I said earlier is to be expected today. We have FOMC tomorrow. A lot of times before FOMC, especially when there's all kinds of, you know, uncertainty out there, we do trade sideways the day before. We've already, you know, we had a 9-day streak. That ended on Friday. Monday, we opened up and we began pulling back, and we're already, well, it's not too bad. We're 2.6% off of the highs of our 9-day streak, which ended on Friday. So it's not terrible. I think part of the problem is market. A big part of that 9-day streak was the market pricing in additional cuts this year. And as we continue to get data to come out, it doesn't look like that the Fed is gonna cut. So you priced in additional cuts, you had that 9-day streak, and now you have to start pricing out whatever cuts that you were pricing in, right? So you get a little bit of a pullback. Let's take a look real quick at the Fed rate monitor and see where we sit. So we're at a 95.8% chance of no cut tomorrow. That's kind of interesting because yesterday we were at a 97 point something percent. And the even the probability for June of a no cut in June decreased from yesterday also. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Push past highs here. I mean, pretty good chance that we're not going to get a cut tomorrow, right? 95.7% or whatever it was there. All right, looking pretty good here for, yeah, there we go. So what I'd like to see here is a nice strong close above these highs. I don't want to see wicks. I want to to see a solid candle here with a little bit of a continuation. Yeah, I want to see a close up here, especially on the 15. The 15 closing up here would be nice. This did not close as strong as I would have liked, but still a very nice bullish push out of our lows here. Again, this high here is our next target. If we can push beyond that high, then you are looking at most likely, not definitively, a reversal here. Nice, strong push. I like it. I like it. All right, we're pushing right up to those highs. Really nice, really strong push here. Beautiful. I'm not even going to get my pullback to target these highs. That's fine. We still have plenty of room. That's the thing. Like, we don't have to rush to get in. If we break these highs, we are more likely to then get some kind of pullback afterwards, right? And we have plenty of room here. Plenty of room. To be fair, you also have plenty of room to the downside, so just keep that in mind. Don't want to be one-sided. You want to look at all of the possibilities. The more information you have, the better of a decision you can make. Definitely got some momentum here on the buyer side. $15-minute looks really nice. Oh, look at this strong push. Pushing past. Yep. All right, we broke those highs. Good sign. All right. Let's see if we can't continue to push here. We are definitely getting some resistance here, as you can see. Got some volume coming in. Nice. All right. This is what we're looking like on the 15 here. I'd like to see this close somewhere up here, if we can get it. Last minute here. Final candle. I mean, either way, I still think we have upside here. Just the fact that we broke these highs means that we will more than likely see a continuation here. Now, we may get a pullback first, right? You might want to see a 50% back into our liquidity here before that happens. But I think at some point in the day, we do end up continuing up. This looks really, really nice here. And here we go. We're getting our last little push here. Beautiful. Let's hope we can maintain this here. Last 10 seconds. That's nice. I'll take that. I'll take it. Now let's see if we can't push past here and then get a retrace. That would be really nice. Otherwise, we got some pretty good momentum going on here. Pretty good momentum. Yeah, let's get a little pullback. It's all right. Looking pretty good so far. We deserve a pullback here. Although we are maintaining level here so far. I'd like to see a little bit more of a pullback. Maybe retest our previous highs here. Give us a better position. Yeah, we might get carried by momentum here. Look at us go. Let's see how much further upside we have here just based on momentum, because I think we might break here. If not on this one, probably the next candle. Orders are flowing. There we go. Yep. So we're just being moved by momentum now. We're not even getting enough of a pullback to try to grab a position, really. There's some serious momentum behind the buyers now. I don't even know where that came from. I mean, Secretary Besant is testifying right now. I don't know if that's something that the market may be moving on, or I'm not watching it, so. All right, we did get here a statement perhaps as early as this week. We'll be announcing trade deals with some of the U.S.'s biggest trade partners. That was at 10:18. Yeah, that's right about when we started. Well, no, we started moving before that. We are currently negotiating with 17 out of the 18 key trade partners. We have not engaged with China as of yet. All right. Strategic uncertainty is part of negotiations over tariffs. I mean, I get that. You don't want to give out your cards, right? Huh. All right. We'll just keep watching here. Be careful. I'd say we still look nice for a continuation to the upside. I would like to see a decent pullback, though. If we can get one. Definitely don't want to get into a trade up at the top, because I don't want to get stuck in something that, the bottom is just going to fall out of. I'd like to get into something a little bit safer, a little bit more confirmation that we are going to continue to the upside. And that way, if we do move at least a little bit, I have time to react to at least catch some profits, right? We are still trying to push higher here. Another pretty good push there. Look for another breakout. All right, orders flowing again. We got an increase in order flow here. Which direction are we gonna go? Sure, there's a lot of orders up here that got to be cleared out. All right, final 30 seconds here in our current 15-minute. See if this doesn't push and close up on the higher end there. Last 10 seconds. There we go. Watch for your breakout. Yeah, low volume here though, unless the volume picks up with this new high here. Yeah, volume picked up there. Nice spike of volume on this new high. Yeah. Nice push. Got some pretty decent volume in this candle too, but we didn't really make it that far. Time to stand. Oh. So if we're going to get a pullback, I'd like to see us at least come back down somewhere in this cluster area here. That would be ideal. Even if we got the pullback now, that would still give us a pretty decent RR here, just to target previous highs, but I think we have some more room today. I think. Got to be more aggressive with our our reversals. This was a pretty telling, first you got this wick here on this candle, right? We pushed lower, but we didn't close below the previous candle. And you got a pretty decent pushback here, which was followed immediately by a very, very large bullish candle that took out, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 previous candles. That's a pretty good, strong sign of a quick reversal too, right? So try to study this a little bit more here, because these are the ones that you want to be in, right? Because look at this. Momentum just carried, right? This is telling you that we now have enough liquidity to move this quickly out of the liquidity zone, right? And look at the momentum it had. Carried it right out above our New York session high, breaking highs, from previous sessions. So I got to be a little bit more aggressive with these here. Yeah. All right, now we're getting a pullback here. It's a pretty quick one, but we are getting some resistance once we're in this area here. This is what I like to see. As long as we're getting resistance here and we're not just falling through all of this, this still looks good for continuation of direction, right? If we just start falling through and breaking all of these things, then no good. It's all about price action. All right. starting to slow down here. As long as we don't break below the lowest wick here, then we can use all of this as liquidity area. Yeah, pretty good there. All right, coming back and retesting here. Here's our 15-minute chart right now. You're still sitting above our highs here, right? So we came down and retested a couple times. We're also sitting at a resistance here, and back here too, you can see how this is a decent resistance right where we're at here. So when we finally do break, I would imagine we get a pretty decent push again, but that's just speculation. Can the momentum carry us through? No, I thought we were going to retest highs there. Got a little bit of a standstill here. Doesn't appear like the sellers want to give up positions here. Buyers can't buy if the sellers won't sell. If we do break these highs, we might get a move, because you probably have a bunch of stop losses sitting here after this move back down, which, you know, will then be used as liquidity, obviously, hopefully for a continuation here. But really not much happening right now. Very low volume. Yeah, sellers are holding their ground here. All right, retesting our liquidity here. And pushing through pretty quick here. All right, watch out for a significant pullback here. All right, a little bit of support here. Lots of volume on this candle. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up falling here. I'll get some support here. Like that. Oh, really nice push there. Okay. Uh-oh. All right. So 15-minute here. We're starting to form a shelf. So we got some consolidation here. Probably going to get more consolidation in the next 15 minutes. So I would imagine it would be another candle here somewhere. So definitely got a little bit of a fight going on here between sellers and buyers. We're starting to create a shelf here on the seller side, just underneath resistance. Although we are hitting resistance from Friday. So it could go either way here. I would like to think that we will continue up just because of the momentum that we had here coming off of our low. But we just got to be careful. Honestly, I'd like to see price come back down first. And if we can get down back into this lower area here, I may take a long position to see if we can finally pop up above our consolidation here. We're still bullish, right? But we're just consolidating. It would be a risky play, but if I can do it down low enough, I can keep my stop loss really tight and then move it to break even as quick as possible. Unless we just end up falling through here. But if we can push back down into this area here and get some support again, then we could look to do that. So we'll see if we can get that. Otherwise, we got to wait for a break on one side or the other. All right, looks like we're gonna go try. Nope. Yeah, we might go test highs again first. All right, a little pop off there. Oh. I'm going to come over here and just draw out our liquidity here just so that we can see it on the 1 minute. Say bottom of here to there. Yeah. Right? So you can see it clearly on the 15-minute chart. There's what we're looking at here. A little bit more on the seller side, right? A little heavier here. But we are tapping in here, and each time we tap in here, bring this down here. We are getting pushed back up. That's why I would have rather this came down first. We try to grab a long position down here to then see if we do move up and then end up breaking out to the high side here. Because ultimately this structure still looks bullish, right? All right. And the waiting pattern continues. Rejection again. Let's wait for it to come back down here. See what price does. Or it could just run now. That's fine too. I mean, hey, if it breaks these highs and we pop out of this seller heavy liquidity here, I'm totally fine with that. Gives us a little bit more persuasion that we are going to continue moving to the upside, so long as it's not a liquidity grab, right? Hey, look at that. There we go. All right, test. Yeah, nice push past. Finally pushed out past our sellers here. So we should be able to get some movement here because there should be stop losses galore up here. Let the breakout traders come in, placing their orders here. This should keep moving. If it doesn't keep moving, you know, decent amount of volume there. I want to see a continuation here. Push out. Use that liquidity. Maybe there wasn't as much as you would have expected to be there. Yeah, still not enough liquidity here to keep moving. But still progress to the upside. So I like that. That's a nice candle there. Very nice. Some volume coming in with it. Here's our push. Here's our push. It's gonna be more than that. Come on, you gotta give us more than that. This is the last candle in this current 15 here, and I'd like to see a nice strong push here. I don't want to see a pullback. We might not be ready yet. Get rid of this one here. We can still use this one if we do end up coming back here. Yeah, we're still getting shot down. I mean, that 15-minute closed very strong. So I like that. We closed above the previous wicks. We closed above our seller side liquidity here. So this is still looking okay for still, continuation to the upside. So we'll get a little pullback, see if we can grab some more liquidity. Honestly, even if we came back into our buyer side liquidity here and got a nice push out of it, that would still be okay. But we'll see. It might not need to come back there, but we definitely need some more liquidity to make this move here. So I'm going to let this play out for a few. I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back shortly. What are we going on? 2 hours here, right? All right. These lives are getting longer and longer. All right. I'll be right back. All right, we're back here. So we did break above, but again, just not with any kind of conviction from the buyers, right? So we're still moving in an upward direction. It just doesn't seem like we have quite enough to really make a move to the upside here. So direction is still solid. We still look bullish here. We're still, making higher highs. We're still making progress to the upside, just very, very slowly. But again, we are sitting at a, pretty decent area of resistance, seller liquidity probably. So it might take a little bit of time to work through all of this before we get our continuation to the upside here. And honestly, I don't even know if we make it all the way up to our volume low here. It's not that far away from highs of the day, but yeah, we'll see. Just watch closely, pay attention to the price action. I would say definitely don't get into anything up on the high side here. This would be a pretty good place to get into a position for continued longs if it shows us it's going to do that. And at least this way, if the bottom does end up dropping out of us, you're not risking too much, as opposed to trying to get in somewhere up here. Well, we'll see. This could just be a really slow continuation up also. Yep. Nothing we can do but wait here. All right. So a couple of missed opportunities. This one here probably would have been a decent opportunity to continue along. We tapped in a couple times into our liquidity here, held strong. Decent push back into it. And what you notice here is the next candle never broke the wick, and we ended up pushing up past, a good That's even more than 3/4 there. And we closed bullish. So the close of this candle within the liquidity zone would have been a nice entry here. Would have been a slow moving trade, but this could have been one. The one that I'm kicking myself for is back down here. The fact that we got this large candle that took out 5 previous candles coming off of the bottom. You can see how we pushed lower, and we got pushed back up here. Your wick is larger than the body and the other side of that candle, really. But the kicker was this bullish candle here that blew past all of this structure here. And then even if you wanted to wait for confirmation, you had a continuation here. Yes, you got pushed back, but you closed bullish still. The next candle, indecision candle, right? You could have really probably taken a position on the close of this candle, just based off of these 2 candles, right? Tight stop loss there. But even if we waited for this to play out, where you had a push down, you did not break your liquidity here, and a nice push back up. Close of this candle would have been a really nice entry too. Could have wrote all this up. Hindsight's always 20/20, right? Just looking back, to see what we could have done while we're waiting here. This is some boring stuff. Can't do anything until price either enters here or breaks out of it, right? So it's a good time to go back and reflect on what we, may have missed, right? We even talked about this morning, this structure here, that if we broke this structure here, we would more likely be continuing to the upside. So even if you wanted to use this as confirmation, we moved really nice through it. We came back and we basically retested. So even the close of this candle right here would have probably been a really nice entry. You would have never even went into drawdown. We just pushed after that. Yeah, it would have been nice. Could have trailed your stop loss, let all this run. This one is probably the safest one to play if you didn't want to be as aggressive. I mean, honestly, you could have got in at the close of this big candle, to be honest with you. If you're more aggressive. But if you wanted to wait for confirmation, you broke above structure here, retested it, closed strong, entry, stop loss, big gains. All right. All right, we're tapping back into our liquidity area. So here's what I don't like. And I always like to ask myself why I shouldn't get into trades, right? It took forever for us to break out of this level that we're sitting at again, right? Because of all of this resistance here. We finally pushed past and we came right back. Now we're sitting here again. And here we are again, hitting some seller side liquidity here, right? It's just, the only reason why I say this is because it's not that we can't push back up and past. It's with all of that stuff here, is it worth taking a position here for it to try? That's up to you to decide. To me, there's just way too much downside. If we didn't push that far back, I don't know. It's a tough choice. I mean, we have plenty of liquidity here. We did tap into it. You can most certainly make a case as to why you go long. But there's also a case to be made as to, why we might go short. Hello. Can you not? Why do you gotta mess with the microphone? Cut it out. No, Maddie, come on. Just lay down. Just don't look at me like that. Okay, come here. You gotta leave the microphone alone. It's not for you to play with. Yes, yes. It's risky both sides. Risky both sides. You got some orders coming in, and it looks like seller heavy. Oh, yeah. That's a strong push here. So let's pay real close attention to what price does in here. There's a lot of volume on that candle also. Struggling both sides here. Oh boy. Hmm. Not a lot of volume on these two candles here. Makes me a little worried that we don't have enough. I'm gonna take a short here. Not the greatest entry in the world, honestly. Probably pretty terrible entry-wise. I'll go ahead and reverse the position here. No good. I don't like that at all. Goodness gracious. I'm gonna add. Break even. Come on, push. Nice volume coming in here. Need a good push. Good strong push. Come on. Ah. This buyer side liquidity is still coming in pretty strong here. And come the sellers. Watch out now. There he is. Nice. It's getting pushed back though. Nice. Look at the volume that just came in there. It's like morning time volume. Wow. Look at this move. Oh yeah. Look at it go. Again, look at the volume coming in here. See ya. Oh my goodness. Why is it? It is running. Holy cow. Go the other way. I can't. No good. Try to catch some of that momentum. Nope. Just gonna come all the way back. What a move. Out of nowhere. Let's see if it's going to keep going here. Let's get another run. Come on. Getting some fight here. Oh,
Order filled.
nope, 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 nope. Well, big loss there. Crazy. Crazy volatility here. This came out of nowhere. And now we're getting almost a complete retracement here. Well, first time being in the red on the funded account. Big retracement so far. Big retracement. So we moved basically right up to open. Take a breath. Still pushing a lower here. Mistakes were made today, that's for sure. Ooh, boy. This volatility. It's like, why? Why? came back into liquidity. Still a strong area here. So I'm looking at maybe enough liquidity here to push through this. But that might not be the case, so we'll see. Strong on both sides. Yep. Damn. Well, that's going to be it for me today, obviously. So, mistakes were made. Should not have chased this run over here. Terrible, terrible idea. And that just set the dominoes off there for a pretty bad day. So, reflect, take notes, learn what not to do. We'll be back tomorrow. All right. See you guys in the morning.